stop. Don't scroll. This is your moment to give everything to God and let Him become the light of your entire life. When you give your whole soul to God, you are not losing anything. You are gaining everything that truly matters in life. There are moments when you feel empty, lost, and uncertain about your future, but those feelings are not meant to break you. They are meant to bring you closer to God. He is calling you to surrender, not because He wants to take something away from you, but because He wants to fill your life with peace, purpose, and direction. When you let go of control and place your life in His hands, you begin to experience a different kind of strength, a strength that does not come from the world, but from Him, and that strength will carry you through every situation you face. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for your heart, exactly as it is right now with all its fears, doubts, and weaknesses. You do not have to fix yourself before coming to Him because He is the one who will transform you. When you surrender your soul to God, you allow Him to work within you to heal what is broken, to strengthen what is weak, and to guide what is lost. He knows every part of you, even the parts you try to hide, and He still chooses to love you completely without condition. That love is powerful enough to change your life from the inside out. There is a peace that comes when you stop trying to control everything and start trusting God completely. It is a peace that does not depend on circumstances, and it cannot be taken away by problems or difficulties. When you give your soul to God, you release the pressure of trying to figure everything out on your own, and you begin to trust that He is guiding your life in the right direction. Even when things do not go as planned, you remain calm because you know that God is still in control and He is working everything out for your good. God becomes the light in your life when you fully surrender to Him. He begins to guide your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions in a way that leads you towards purpose and fulfillment. He shows you paths that you could not see before and opens doors that you never imagined possible. The darkness that once surrounded you begins to fade because His light is stronger than anything that tried to hold you back. When God is your light, you no longer walk in confusion. You walk with clarity, confidence, and direction. Surrendering to God does not mean that your life will be free from challenges, but it means that you will never face those challenges alone. He will be with you in every situation, giving you the strength to overcome every obstacle and the wisdom to make the right decisions. You may still go through difficult moments, but you will have a peace within you that keeps you steady and strong because you know that God is with you and He will never leave you no matter what happens. When you truly surrender your soul to God, something powerful begins to change inside you. You start to let go of fear, anxiety, and the constant need to control everything in your life because you realize that God is in control of all things and His plan is far greater than anything you could create on your own, there is a deep transformation that takes place within your heart where doubt is replaced with faith and confusion is replaced with clarity. You begin to understand that you do not have to carry every burden by yourself, because God is willing to carry it for you and guide you through every situation with wisdom and love. God is ready to bring light into every dark area of your life, but you must be willing to let Him in. There are parts of your life that you may be holding onto out of fear or uncertainty. But those are the very areas where God wants to work the most. When you open your heart fully to Him and allow Him to take control, you will begin to see things change in ways you never expected. He will remove what is not meant for you and replace it with something better, something stronger, and something that aligns with His purpose for your life. There is a freedom that comes when you stop trying to live life on your own and start trusting God with everything you have. It is a freedom from fear, from stress, and from the pressure of trying to be perfect. When you surrender your soul to God, you no longer have to pretend to be strong all the time, because He becomes your strength. You no longer have to hide your weaknesses, because He is the one who strengthens you in those areas. This freedom allows you to live with confidence, knowing that God is guiding you every step of the way. God's light is not just something you see, it is something you feel deep within your soul. It brings peace when everything around you feels chaotic, and it gives you direction when you feel lost. When God becomes the light of your life, you begin to see things differently. You begin to understand your purpose and your value in a deeper way, and you start to move forward with confidence, knowing that you are not alone and that God is leading you toward something greater than you can imagine. God is not only changing your present, He is preparing your future in ways you cannot yet understand. Every step of surrender brings you closer to the life that He has designed for you, and that life is filled with purpose, peace, and fulfillment. You may not see the full picture right now, but God is working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. He is opening doors, closing others, and guiding you towards opportunities that will shape your future in a powerful way. When you give your whole soul to God, you begin to experience a level of peace that cannot be explained by anything in this world. It is not a temporary feeling, but a deep and lasting peace that remains even when life becomes difficult. This peace comes from knowing that you are no longer in control of everything, and that God is guiding your life according to His perfect plan. You may not understand every situation, but you trust that everything's happening for a reason, and that reason is always for your good and your growth. This kind of peace allows you to move forward without fear and without hesitation, because you know that God is with you in every step you take. God does not want just a part of your life. He wants your whole heart, your whole mind, and your whole soul, because only then can He fully transform you. When you hold back certain parts of your life out of fear or doubt, you limit what God can do within you. But when you surrender everything completely, you open the door for Him to work in powerful ways. He begins to change your thoughts, your habits, and your direction in life, and everything starts to align with His purpose for you. You become a new person, not because you tried to change yourself, but because God changed you from within. There are moments in your life when you feel like you are standing in darkness, not knowing where to go or what to do next. But that is exactly where God's light becomes the strongest. He steps into your confusion, your fear, and your uncertainty, and begins to guide you step by step. You may not see the entire path at once, but He will always show you the next step you need to take, and that is enough. When you trust Him in those moments, you begin to realize that His light is more than enough to guide you through any situation, no matter how difficult it may seem. God is calling you to trust Him with everything, not just the easy parts of your life, but also the difficult and painful ones. There are things you may not want to let go of because they feel familiar, even if they are not good for you. But God is asking you to release them so that He can replace them with something better. When you trust Him completely, you begin to see how He removes what is holding you back and replaces it with things that push you forward into your purpose and into a life that is filled with meaning and fulfillment. When God becomes the light of your life, you no longer have to search for direction because He leads you in everything you do. He guides your decisions, your relationships, and your path in a way that brings peace and clarity into your life. You begin to walk with confidence, not because you have everything figured out, but because you trust the one who is leading you. Every step you take becomes meaningful and purposeful because it is guided by God, and His plan for your life is always greater than anything you could have imagined. When you fully surrender your soul to God, you begin to see your life from a completely different perspective. What once felt like confusion starts to become clarity, and what once felt like pain starts to reveal its purpose. God does not waste anything in your life. Every experience, every struggle, and every moment of doubt is being used to shape you into the person you are meant to become. You may not understand it now, but God is turning every situation into something meaningful and powerful that will eventually bring growth, strength, and wisdom into your life. God is working in your life, even in the moments when you feel like nothing is happening. There are times when everything feels slow and quiet, and you may begin to wonder if your prayers are being heard, but God is always working behind the scenes. He is aligning things, preparing opportunities, and removing obstacles that you cannot see. Every delay is not a sign of absence. It is a sign of preparation. And when the time is right, everything will begin to move in a way that will surprise you and remind you that God has been in control the entire time. There is a strength that comes from trusting God with your whole soul, a strength that allows you to stand firm even when everything around you feels unstable. This strength is not based on your own ability, but on your faith in God's power and His promises. When you trust Him completely, you are no longer shaken by fear or doubt, because you know that no matter what happens, God is with you and He will carry you through every challenge. This kind of strength gives you confidence, peace, and the courage to keep moving forward no matter what you face. God is not only guiding your path, He is also protecting your journey. There are things that could have gone wrong, situations that could have hurt you, and paths that could have led you away from your purpose. But God has been protecting you even when you did not realize it. He is watching over you and keeping you safe in ways that you cannot see, and His protection is constant and powerful. You are not alone, and you are not unprotected. You are covered by God's presence, and His power is surrounding you every moment of your life. God is preparing you for something greater than what you are currently experiencing, and that preparation requires trust, patience, and surrender. You may feel like you are not where you want to be yet, but God is working on your behalf to bring you to a place that is better than anything you have imagined. Every step you take, every lesson you learn, and every moment you endure is part of the process that is leading you to a future filled with purpose, peace, and success. And when you arrive there, you will understand why everything had to happen the way it did. God is asking you to let go of everything that is weighing down your heart right now. All the fear, all the doubt, all the pain, and all the uncertainty that you have been carrying for so long. You were never meant to carry those burdens alone, and that is why God is calling you to surrender them completely to Him. When you release those heavy thoughts and give them to God, you create space in your life for peace, for clarity, and for new beginnings. He wants to replace your worries with confidence, your fear with faith, and your confusion with direction. But you must be willing to let go and trust Him with everything. God is calling you to step into a new level of faith where you trust Him even when you cannot see what is ahead of you. There will always be moments of uncertainty, but those moments are opportunities for you to grow stronger in your faith. When you choose to trust God without needing all the answers, you open the door for Him to move in your life in ways that are beyond your understanding. You do not need to know every detail of the journey. You only need to know that God is leading you and that He will never lead you in the wrong direction. God is working within you to transform your mindset, your perspective, and your approach to life in a powerful way. There are thoughts that have been holding you back, beliefs that have limited you, and fears that have stopped you from moving forward. But God is breaking those barriers and replacing them with truth, confidence, and faith. He is helping you see yourself in a new light, not based on your past mistakes, but based on the purpose He has for your future. You are not who you used to be. You are becoming who God created you to be. God is preparing something in your life that will change everything in a way that you cannot even imagine right now. You may feel like nothing is happening, but God is working quietly behind the scenes, aligning everything perfectly for the right moment. When that moment comes, everything will begin to fall into place, and you will see how every step, every delay, and every experience was leading you to that exact point. You will realize that nothing was wasted and that everything had a purpose in shaping your life. God is leading you into a life that is filled with meaning, peace, and purpose, and that journey begins with your willingness to surrender everything to Him. When you give your whole soul to God, you allow Him to take control of your life in a way that brings true fulfillment and lasting happiness. You no longer chase temporary things that do not satisfy, but instead you move towards a life that is grounded in faith, guided by purpose, and filled with blessings that come from God Himself. God is reminding you right now that you do not have to be afraid of what is coming next in your life, because He is already there ahead of you, preparing the way. There is nothing in your future that can surprise Him, and nothing that can overcome His power. When you give your whole soul to God, you step into a place of security, where fear no longer controls your decisions and uncertainty no longer holds you back. You begin to walk forward with confidence, not because you know everything, but because you trust the One who knows everything, and that trust becomes the foundation of your strength. God is strengthening your faith in ways that you may not fully understand right now, but every moment of uncertainty, every challenge, and every delay is building something powerful inside you. You are becoming stronger, more patient, and more grounded in your trust in God. This process is not easy, but it is necessary, because God is preparing you for a level of life that requires a deeper faith and a stronger mindset. And when you reach that level, you will understand why you had to go through everything you experienced. God is removing things from your life that are not meant to be part of your future, even if it feels painful or confusing at the moment. There are relationships, situations, and paths that may seem important to you, but God sees the bigger picture, and He knows what is truly best for you. When He removes something, it is not to harm you, but to protect you and to make space for something better, something that aligns with His purpose for your life and brings you closer to where you are meant to be. God is bringing new opportunities into your life that will open doors you never thought possible and lead you into a future filled with purpose and success. These opportunities may come in unexpected ways and at unexpected times, but they are part of God's plan for your life. When you stay faithful and continue to trust Him, you will begin to see those doors open one by one, and each opportunity will bring you closer to the life that God has prepared for you. And that life will be greater than anything you could have imagined. From this moment forward, your life is changing because you are no longer carrying everything on your own. You have given your whole soul to God, and now He is leading you, guiding you, and lighting every step of your path. You are stepping into a new level of peace, a new level of strength, and a new level of blessings that will transform your life completely. There is nothing that can stop what God is about to do in your life because His power is greater than any obstacle you may face, so believe it, trust it, and receive it with all your heart because your future is being shaped by God Himself, and it will be filled with light, purpose, success, and peace. Amen.